Gamescom has some mixed reviews. It looks like some people really liked it. Some people thought it was kind of just mid. Regardless, I thought one of the biggest standouts was Sekiro's anime. It looks like this really interesting combination of like old school animation with like new school features. Obviously, it's going to be really cool to see Miyazaki's creation go full circle into an anime, especially considering if you know the background of Miyazaki that he actually wasn't able to play video games as a kid. So like a lot of the world building and creative writing that you see him absolutely flourish in with that signature look and feel to Soulsborne games. That all comes from his creative writing processes and just loving manga growing up. So he basically went from like manga to video game, then from video game to anime, just paints a full circle. I think it's really cool. It's going to be really neat to see how it turns out. However, to nobody's surprise, the internet found something wrong with it. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice anime studio lands the hot seat after suspected AI usage, though whether it's generative or not is still up in the air. It points out that they collaborate with partner companies and high technical capabilities and utilize the latest technologies such as AI to evolve the production processes. I personally think that From Software's outlandishly crazy looking universe with these insane looking characters and all of these fight scenes, it just works for anime. Like one of the worst parts about like live action interpretations is how crappy CGI can absolutely pull you away from immersion. But if somebody's going to inject a bunch of AI to the point where it's noticeable to the user, I don't see any difference between live action slop with like a bunch of crappy CGI and AI slop injected into like an animated series. There's definitely something that feels very genuine about having handmade animes, which is what they're flexing here. On one of the landing pages, you can find that they say that this is going to be a all-in hand-drawn 2D animation. I usually have a pretty good eye for generative AI. I'm not seeing too much, and it also seems like people are having a hard time pointing out really concrete examples of it. However, the same company is presenting in the future of anime expression using AI. It looks like this animated series releasing in 2026 from the same company was produced using 60% AI. I would go ahead and say that at least 80, maybe even 90% of the entertainment that you digest on a regular basis has some form of AI to enhance the production. And that's just the reality of having new tools available for you. For example, like I remember being told that using the internet was cheating, that you need to go to a library and do your real research. I also remember the classic rebuttal of not being able to do mental math in elementary school was you won't have one of these. And when I see a company that's supposed to be professional at creating anime use 60% generative AI to create their product, that's like going out to dinner with people that I know I graduated high school with that took simple math classes, have to pull out the calculator from their pocket to divide a check of $200 between 4 people. You're either being lazy or the technology has actually made you regress in your talent to be able to do simple mental math. I think there is a tasteful way to implement AI and a distasteful way to implement AI. But until I have concrete reasons that this show is going to have AI slop in it, I'm just going to say it's like every other show that's ever existed. A show that probably uses some form of AI in order to enhance production. Not as a band-aid for hand-drawn anime, which they kind of are raking the coals on right now with that other show. I also did some due diligence here and I looked up who the creative director for Sekiro's anime is going to be, and I am impressed. So this is Sekiro's animator. I'm not going to butcher his name out of pure respect. I really mean it out of respect. But as you can see here, Naruto, One Punch Man, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, but as a Full Metal Alchemist fan, I'm not even sure if I really loved this one. But nonetheless, you see somebody with that type of accolade that's had that much movement inside of the business and knows that many people that are just absolutely masterful at their craft, and you could just make an assumption that that person respects the craft. Like, if you look at the resume of an artist that has worked alongside with other extremely successful artists, I mean, Full Metal Alchemist, top 3 for me, and it ain't number 3. But again, maybe this is copium. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that this could possibly be AI slop, if you don't trust the company. There's a lot of contributing factors, and I'm personally, I think I might be a little bit biased, but I'm also not someone to fall into like, grab the pitchfork, grab the torch, and just like start going after people because you whiffed out something that you disagree with, potentially without any concrete evidence. So guys, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you like my content. I'm out. Peace. Have a good day.